Hello. So we have discussed the part of the explorative research design. Explorative research design is basically related to finding in details when you want to explore something in detail, when your aim is to do the study in depth. At that time you follow the explorative research design. Even we have discussed there are three methods of doing the explorative research design. One is by conducting the primary survey, which means that the interaction between the researcher and the respondent. Second method is by reviewing the literature, secondary data, and the third method is by the stimulation process and analyzing process, in which you create the environment or you do the experiment or you carry out your research work live on the live cases. So now we will discuss with another part that is related to the research method design, and this method is called as descriptive and the diagnostic method. I repeat, we will discuss descriptive and diagnostic method. So we will start with the part of descriptive and diagnostic method. So the descriptive design is related to describing the characteristic if an individual or a group, where an diagnostic study is related to finding the frequency of occurrence of something associated with each other. In descriptive study, the specific prediction, fact and characteristic of each parameter is studied. You describe everything. You describe what? You describe the parameters that will be consisting as a part of your research. In diagnostic study, the effect of certain variables on other set of variable is studied. What we do? We study the effect of some variables on group of other variables. The answer to the question like how it affects, why we should consider some variables, and why this is creating an impact on other variable, how can I examine these conditions or the relationship between the variables can be verified. Before doing all this work, again I want to make you all recall, variable means the thing that does not remain constant. Variable can be distance, it can be speed, it can be age, then it can be maybe the income, it can be the mark of student. So there are various examples of variable. So whenever you want to conduct the study between the relationship of the variables, how one variable is creating impact on another, how the environment or the family income is creating impact on the study of school student, on the study of their own spouse. So such type of study in which we try to establish the relationship between variable is called as diagnostic study. But when you want to describe and find out in detail about the facts, when you want to find out the maybe some innovative project, and in that innovative project you have discovered, you have created the new material, and now you want to find out the properties of each parameters, maybe strength, maybe flexibility, maybe its rigidity, or maybe elasticity. So when you maybe its heat response, thermoconductivity. So when you want to do the study related to all these parts, you have considered a particular material, and now in detail you want to describe about the parameters related to that material. So this is how we differentiate the descriptive research and diagnostic research. Now, since both methods focus on the fact finding, the method maintains rigidity and thus flexibility is avoided. Rigidity in what? Rigidity in the process of conduction. Since your aim is very clear, you need to fix up your objective as well as the strategy to achieve that objective. Now the specific attention on, first you should set your aim and objective. Define the scope of your investigation, what you want to do, what will be the part that will be considered. Method of data collection, how you will collect the data along with the observation or after the observation. How you will select the sample. There are various methods. Now what is sample? Sample means it is a group or an individual on which you want to conduct your research work. Processing and analyzing the data, how you will be doing it? You need to consider some formulas, you need to refer some charts, diagrams, how you will do the analysis and representing the finding. So you should be very specific about all these steps. Since output is based on observation, yes, it is based on the observation, data analysis and representation, the researcher should have a sound knowledge and shall work errorless. What it exactly means is that in these particular methods, descriptive and diagnostic method, the study is done on a particular sample with the specific intention that what you want to find out of it. So when you get the observations, you need to convert that observation in the form of understanding tables or charts or diagrams. However, if the researcher is not good enough in looking towards the observation parameters, how can he convert the data in the best possible way? So it is very necessary that observer as well as the one who will be representing the data should be very sound in the knowledge related to the research work undertaken, and that work should be free from the errors. Of course, that error does not mean purely the human error. It is also consisting of the error which is because of the extraneous variables that we have discussed earlier. So we have discussed the one more method, that is called as descriptive and diagnostic method. Now over here we will discuss another method that is also called as hypothesis testing research design. I guess we should stop over here and we will discuss this in the next lecture so as to avoid the confusion in the methods. Okay, thank you.